The topic today is about your mind. Your mind is a powerful weapon. You can use your mind for an advantage, or you can use it for a disadvantage. The mind can play games. The mind can take you to places that you can never imagine. It's very it's very incredible how the mind works. If you feed it good information, you feed it positivity, you feed it everything is about what you're feeding. If you're feeding your mind knowledge, understanding, um, love, compassion, your mind starts to developing and opening more. But when you do the opposite, when you feed it negativity, when you feed it hate, when you feed it emotions, anger, your mind starts to go against you. And this is something that a lot of people don't understand, to realize that we're all battling with our own minds. We're either battling in our minds on what we should be doing or what we are doing. Sometimes we got to take a step back from our own lives and reflect. It's all about reflection. When you look at, analyze, sit back one day, have a seat by yourself, and analyze your thinking. Analyze, is your thoughts positive or more negative throughout the day? Or some people don't even think about positive or negative. They're just in the middle state of their mind. They're just going like regularly, not thinking high, not thinking low, but in the middle, which that happens to a lot of people out here in the world too. What I always suggest is that you feed your mind positivity, that you feed your mind inspiration, motivation, discipline, consistency, just making the best out of your mind. Our minds is a weapon, and we should be wanting our weapon to be strong, not to be weak, not to be crushed, not to be walked over. And our mind is very powerful. I mean, our mind does lead our lives, right? If I'm thinking, let me give you an example. If I'm thinking I have a goal set, right? And I'm thinking positive about that goal. Like, hey, I'm gonna reach this goal. I'm gonna work hard for it. I'm gonna do everything that's needed to be done to get to that goal, to achieve that goal. That's a better approach than the negative, which the negative side would be, I can't do it. I'm not gonna pursue this every day. It's boring to do all the work to get to that goal. I'm not ready. I just don't have it in me to do it, to get it done. See, these are all things that your mind, that you can develop into. You can develop into negativity, or you can be into positivity. So we have to be conscious enough to say, what mentality do I want? Which one do I feel like I need to accomplish my goal? Would it be the positive one, or would it be the negative one? And that's something that we got to realize. People that we are around of, they're gonna doubt you. They're gonna hate that you have goals. They're not gonna like that you're trying to improve yourself. But that's why it's very important for you to keep your stuff to yourself and not let anybody know, because people are not gonna be happy with what you're trying to do. Some people are gonna root for you, and there's some people that are gonna tear you down and say that's a waste of time. That's a waste. Why are you doing this? I don't see how this can happen. And you just gotta be very mindful on like the things that you accept. I mean, if you accepting negativity, then you're gonna be in a negative state of mind. But if you're willing to say, you know what, I'm gonna block out the noise, I'm gonna block out the negativity that I'm hearing, that I'm surrounded by, and I'm gonna continue to choose positivity, choose to keep working, choose to keep going. That's what makes us set apart from being positive and negative. And that's why now we should look at it that way. and take our time to understand that we need to be conscious enough to see what we are doing with our minds. What are we doing with our lives? Because it all starts with the mind. Our mind is our car in life. Your body is the whole car, right? But your mind is the engine. What are you feeding your engine? If you're feeding your engine bad gasoline, it's gonna destroy eventually. But if you feed it good gasoline, aka positivity, aka confidence, aka all the good things that you can acquire, then your engine's gonna be strong. Your engine's gonna go far, and one day you're gonna realize, like, man, I've been my own greatest enemy. I've been the enemy within myself. And because we can be our biggest enemy in life. We have enemies obviously outside. We have enemies outside. We're dealing with government issues. We're dealing with police. We're dealing with all types of problems, and but we always gotta do the best with what we got. This is what this life is all about. Do the best at what you got. Use your mind to develop a plan and then execute that plan. That's the understanding that that I'm coming from. I once upon a time, I was lost in the streets. I was doing the wrong things, hanging out with the wrong crowd. I was also an ex-gang member. And at that time it was fun to me to do those type of things, to be causing problems to people, and looking for problems. But the more older I'm getting, the more I'm realizing that that was just a waste of time. It was a waste of energy. Could have lost my life a couple times, and all by the grace of God that I've gotten this far. And now I realize that it really does all depend on how you are, how you think, what are you trying to pursue. Not staying stagnant, not letting the negativity sink into your mind, to your body, to your heart. Because negativity it's a weapon itself. It's a weapon that can bring people down, destroy people, and that's something that we need to be fully aware of, and choose to always pick positivity over negativity. Negativity is always going to be there, but the challenge is positivity is something that you got to choose day in and day out. Every day of your life, it all depends on you. What are you choosing? What do you want out of life? And at this moment in my life, I'm choosing positivity every day, choosing to do the right thing every day, and just give it the best that you got. That's just the message for today. Peace.